Hello everyone. So in this video we will see how to use FTP, that is file transfer protocol, to send packets or receive packets from one PC to another PC. So to do this task we are going to use FTP, that is software solution, which is used for sending and receiving packets from one PC to another PC. Now for that we need to configure FTP server. Then we can use the services provided by this FTP server on a client PCs. Now for that FTP server uses two ports, port number 21 and 20. Port number 21 is a port on which server is going to receive requests raised by the FTP client, and then the server is going to respond back with a data, that is either sending or receiving, on port number 20. In case of client, the port numbers uh, are not fixed. They can be having any port number, which is called ephemeral port numbers. So FTP client will be having one port number for sending request and another port number on which it is receiving a reply from the FTP server. So how that thing will happen, we will see in the next thing. So just check. There is one client and one server. So suppose client is using one request and it is sending that request to server. So that request is, suppose client want to get connected to server. So just check the example here. You can see the client is going to open a command prompt and it is going to send a request to server. So it is sending request to server. Server is going to receive it on a port number 21. Then it is going to send an acknowledgement to the client that I have received your request. Next, server is going to send or receive a data, whatever request raised by the client, depending on that. So server, suppose here server is going to send a data which is asked by the client. So it is going to send the data, then client is going to send acknowledgement that I have received the data. Now all this process happened through the firewall. Means firewall has to exempt this FTP services, so that there will be successful communication between client and a server. Now in this video for showcasing this FTP services, I am going to use one software, that is BisonFTP. So I will demonstrate how to use this BisonFTP and how to send file from one PC to another PC. Now for that purpose I have to configure FTP server on one PC, and then I can use another PC as a client and I will get connected to this FTP server. Now for that I am going to use this BisonFTP software. As this is a freeware, it is having the restriction of only two concurrent PCs can get connected to this server. Now initially we will see what are all options available. So currently you can see users are 000 and sockets are 000. Means it indicates that there are no users connected, and as well as server is also not started. When server will start, socket will be incremented by 1, and when any user is connected to server, then socket will be incremented by one more number. So socket will become 2 and user count will be incremented by 1. So here the one thing should be kept in mind, that socket numbers are one more than the user numbers, because socket number includes server socket number as well as client socket number, and socket number is nothing but what? It is a combination of IP address of one PC and port number of that PC. So here in this case we are going to use a server and a client. So server will be using two port numbers, port number 21 and 20, and its IP address is there, so it is going to generate one socket address, and client is also going to get connected to the server with the help of its IP address and the allotted port number, which is random port number. So that's why two port numbers are going to be generated. One is for client, another is for server, and user is nothing but a client. So user will be 1 and client will be 2 if one user is connected to server. Now what are all other options available? So server start and stop option is available. So by clicking on the start, you can start the server, and its services, and you can stop it on the by clicking it on stop. So one more shortcut is available. The plus and minus sign symbols are there. If you are hovering on that symbols, you will see server start and server stop options will be there. Then logging. So logging is what kind of log should be generated on a server, because client is going to initiate a communication and server is going to reply to that particular request. So on a server, what are all logs that should be visible? So here I am going to click on all the logs. I want to see what are all requests raised by the server so by the client, and what are all replies that server has provided to the client. So I want all that log should be visible on a server. Then security. Under security, three options are available: general settings, user groups, and users. So if I am going to click on general, then it is asking me with two check boxes whether I want to enable security system. So I want to enable security, means if anyone want to get connected to server, then security will be provided. Security in terms of login ID and password. So inheritance directory rights. So as I am going to send and receive packets, so I am going to provide directory rights for that. And concurrent user, as this is freeware software, so it is having restriction that only two users can concurrent users can get connected to the server. Okay, so if you are mentioning here more number, still by default it is taking only two as a concurrent user. So I'm going to mention 2 here, then I'm clicking OK. Then again go to security, user groups. So by default if you can see, uh, there is normal user group. Okay, uh, and if I want to generate my own user group, then I have to click on new. Then I have to mention here the user group name of my choice. So my user group. Okay, this is a user group I have created. Okay, then it is asking me about log on. So allow any password. So I'm going to untick it, because I want user has to enter a password when he want to get connected to server. Okay, rest other options I am not changing. Other options are like, if I want to restrict the size of a file that is getting sent or received over a network, then I can restrict it by using this uploading and downloading sections. Okay, currently I'm not going to change anything. Then go to security again, and the last option, users. Now I have created a user group, my user group. There are anonymous user group, or you can say normal user group, then one which I have previously generated, that is FTP server group, and current user group that I have created, that is my user group. Now currently I want to use that, so I will disable other things. Okay, so I will disable previous user group, then normal user group as well, and the current one I am going to use. Okay, if I want to delete or add new users, then I can delete the previous users, and I will generate a new user. So under my created user group, I am going to generate a new user. So new user 1. So this is what the name I have given. Okay, then by default its password will be the same, but I want to change it. So I'm going to assign, suppose 1 2 3 4 as a password to this user. Okay, so user is user 1 under my user group, and password is 1234. So I'm going to keep all other settings as it is, and I'm going to close it. Then rest other options I'm not going to change. Only one thing is important. by clicking on tools, the last option available is options. By clicking on options, you can see listen for connection on port. So here I am going to make it as 21, because as I am a server, I am configuring a server on this PC. I am going to listen what are all requests sent by the client on port number 21. Okay, so this is predefined, or you can say registered port number, which is used for FTP services. So if I am going to mention any other number, then my server will not receive any request or any command from the clients. Okay, so for that purpose I have to mention listen for port number on 21. So rest other options I will not change. I am clicking OK. So what it is saying, the new server port number will take effect next time when server is enabled. Means currently it is saying that whenever I am going to click, I am going to turn on a server next time, then these changes will be reflected. So that's okay for me. Okay, now rest other options I am not going to change. So this is how I have done the setting on my server PC. Now if I want to turn on the services, then I have to click on this plus symbol, or I have to go to the server and start the server. So two options, out of that I can choose any one. So suppose I want to turn on this. Okay, so now you can observe my server is on and it is having a IP address. Currently I have not connected my PC to any network, so it is showing me IP address as 127.0.0.1. so I will just wait and we will get connected to the internet, so that I will get a IP address. Okay, so I have stopped the server. Now through Wi-Fi I have connected my laptop to internet. So now I will turn on the server. Now you can observe I have got IP address 192.168.48.144. This is IP address that I have got for my laptop, and FTP is receiving request. FTP service is receiving request on port number 21. So combination of this IP address and this port number will create one socket address, which is 504 in this case, and you can see the socket number is incremented by 1. Okay, I will again show you. If I turn off this server, then the socket number and user numbers are 000. So if I turn the server on, socket number incremented by 1, because I have started FTP server. So FTP server's IP address and port number 21 will be creating a socket address. Now in this case here it is 520, the socket address, socket or socket number. So that's why socket count is incremented by 1. So I have turned on the FTP server. So socket count is incremented by 1. Now this FTP server and FTP client, this communication you can observe while sending packets from one PC to another PC, and you can also use it for sending packets to demonstrate that packet sending and reception on a single PC as well. So currently I am showing it on a single laptop. So to distinguish between that, I have created two folders. One is a client PC folder, another one is server PC folder. Both are empty folders, they are not having anything inside. Okay, so I am going to demonstrate how that file transfer happens. Okay, so now in this case, on a client PC, okay, if you are having two different PCs, one is a server PC and another one is a client PC. So on a client PC you have to open command prompt and you have to write a command ftp space IP address of server. So 192.168.48.144. So this IP address, you can see the same IP address which we got when we turn on server. Okay. Then I will hit enter. then it will ask me user. So the user that we have created while configuring a server, that is user1, enter. Then it is saying that username is okay. Now enter a password. So whatever password we have created, that is 1234, that we have to enter here. But one thing should be kept in mind, that password will not be visible whenever we are entering. So I am entering 1234 as a password and hitting enter button. So it is saying user login, okay. Now proceed. Now simultaneously on a server, this kind of log you will observe. Now just check, the socket count is incremented by another one number. So the socket count is 2 and user count is 1. So 2 sockets, one is for server, another is for client. So that's our 2 sockets, and user is a client user. And the log you can observe here. And as I am using single PC, which will be acting as a client as well as server. Okay, so that's why from and to, that IP address are same. Okay, if I'm using one client PC and another one server PC, then IP address will be different for server, different for client. Now it is showing me log. Now just check the log. New connection control message received on socket 700. So that is socket of our PC. Okay, then it is also showing that user has entered a username as user1. Then message displayed on user screen as username is okay. Now need a password. Then that user has entered a password 1234. So this is all visible on the server's log. It is not, password is not visible on client's command prompt, but server's log will show that. Okay, so remaining all thing now we are going to perform on server, and simultaneously we will see what are all logs we are getting on a client. So command prompt is of client and the log is of server. Okay, so if we have to enter question mark and then hit enter, so these are all FTP commands we can execute for sending reception of the data. Then what are all the options? Now just check. The important options are get. This is used for getting data from server to client. So get data. Get means multiple files if you want to get from the server, then get command will be used. Similarly, there is a put command. Put means putting data on a server. So put means sending. Okay, so put. Okay, so this is basically used to put a data inside a file which is already there on a server. Okay, so get data is getting data from a server and putting in the local file, whereas put data is used to send a data inside a file which is already there on a server. Now send command is used to send actual file from client to server. Then recv, the receive command is there, which is being used. This receive command, it is being used to receive packet or a data from the server to client. Now we will see one by one. So first of all, I want to send a file from my PC to server's PC. Okay, so command prompt is a client. So send, and if I enter, so I'm going to use first command, that is send. When I hit enter, it is asking me local file name. So now we'll just minimize everything, and in this client PC, because this command prompt is of client means local PC, so I'm going to open the folder and I'm going to right click and create a new file. So text file I'm going to create. So its name is client file. Okay, and currently it is empty file, it is not having anything. So I'm just going to close the folder Now just check, server is not having anything inside server folder. Now I want to send this file. Okay, so it is asking me local file. Okay, so here it is basically asking local files path. So just shortcut is just drag this file on a command prompt. Okay, so you will get complete path of the file, then hit enter. So it is asking me now, as I am sending the local file to remote destination, that is server, so it is asking me what should be the remote file name. Okay, so I am going to just change the folder path, and I want same name should be there. So folder path I am going to mention here, instead of client, now I am going to mention server PC. Okay, and I want same with the same name, that file should be transferred from client PC folder to server PC folder. Okay, then I'm going to enter. It is asking me firewall permission. So for that purpose, it has closed the connection. So I have to again turn on the server. Turn on the server. Okay, server is again turn on. I have to create again connect to that server. So again, as I am inside the FTP, so I have to just mention O means open. It is asking you which whom to open, whom to connect. Okay, so I have to mention IP address 192.168.48.144. Why I am doing that all this? Because the server has closed the connection, because firewall blocked my connection. So I have exempted this FTP from the firewall, but I have to again connect to the server. So it is again asking me username, so I have to mention user 1. Then it is asking me password, so password is 1234. So it is saying now login is again successful. Now all commands. Now I want to send file, so send. It is asking me local file name. Okay, so this is local file name, client PC slash client file dot txt. It is asking me remote file name, so I have to just, I'm just going to change this. And now you will see server folder is not consisting of any file, but now that file will be transferred to server folder. So you just check, server folder is now having a client file sent from the client PC to server. Okay, so this is how you can send file from client to server. To demonstrate this, I have used two folders. One is a client PC folder, another one is server PC folder, because I am demonstrating it on a single PC or a laptop. So I have created, I am again repeating, I have created a client file inside a client folder. Previously there was no file inside server PC folder. Now using FTP command prompt, I have opened on a client PC, and I have used send command. Okay, after connecting to the server, I have used send command, where it has been asked to enter local file name. I have entered local file full path. Then it is asking me again, this file should be stored on a remote PC with which name. So I have mentioned that with a complete path, and I have hit enter, and my file has transferred to the server. Similarly, I can use different commands, like, now just check, I have opened this file on a client PC. Just a second. I have opened this file and I have mentioned hello all. Okay. So such kind of thing I have mentioned in this client folder. Okay. Means client folders, client file is having certain content. Okay. And now if I open server PC file or folder, and inside that client file, it is not having anything. Both files are having same name, but they are not having anything inside. Okay, one is having data entered by me, and another one is not having anything. I want to send the content of client PC's client file to the server PC's client file. So in that case, I have to use put command. So it is asking me local file name. So I have to mention this is local file name, and now it is asking me remote file name. Okay, using up arrow, I have just retrieve the previously executed commands. Okay, now just check. Now I am opening server PC client file which was empty. Now just check, the contents are reflected here as well. Similarly, now I am creating one file in a servers folder. Okay, suppose I am creating a Word document, that is server file. The name is server file. It is not having anything. I have just created it. If I am opening it, it will not be having anything because I have just created it a blank file. Okay, so there is nothing inside this file. Now this is created on a server PC. It is not there in a client PC. Okay, now I want to receive it. So the command is recv. So it is asking me, now just check the difference. Previously for sending it is asking me local file name and then remote file name. Now currently using receive command, I want to receive file from the server to client. Means remote file I have to enter first. So again, now for that purpose I'm going to drag and drop the server folder file, and I have dropped it. Okay, server file dot docs, enter. Now it is asking me with which name that has to be stored on a local PC. So local PC means client PC folder. Now currently just check, it is only having a .txt file, that is client file .txt. I am transferring the Word document from server to client. So I am going to mention its path. Just changing client PC, the name. Now just check, it is saying transfer complete. Now if I open client PC, just check, the server file is now received on my client PC. Now again reverse thing I am doing, open client PC and this server file. I am again mentioning how are you. Okay, I am going to store it. Okay, so I have stored I have made a changes into server file. Okay, document file, and I have stored it. Now on a client PC, just check, this file is empty because I have made changes into server's file. Now I want to reflect those changes into client file. Okay, same changes. So I'm going to use command get. So it is asking me remote file name, then local file name. Now it is saying transfer complete. Now just check client PC. Now it is having it got that data from the server. Now this is how you can use different FTP commands. Which are those commands? Just enter question mark and enter. So these are all commands you can use, different commands. Okay. So if currently I am knowing what are contents available on the server. So if I want, if I am sitting on a remote PC, okay, that is a client PC, and I want to know what are all contents present on a server. Okay. So in that case, suppose one more file I have created here. PMP file. Okay. So this is created on a server. I want to know what are all files available on the server. So ls is the command, okay, which will show me what are all files available on the server. Okay. So you can observe what are all files available on the server, and depending on that, you can retrieve particular file from the server. Okay. Again. Okay, current working directory, pwd, okay, present working directory. So these are all things you can check. Okay, dir, okay, the complete directory it will show, okay, and its content. So this is how using FTP application, okay, or FTP program, you can send or receive file from one PC to another PC. What was the command sent by client, what was the reply given by server. So all that log you can observe on FTP server's log file. So that's all for this FTP